Hey everybody, it's Jenny. It's been a couple days. Pay no attention to the cupcakes. I have not eaten cupcakes. There have been cupcakes in my house for the past week. My son went over and did yard work for my parents. Came home with a big thing of cupcakes. Butter pecan cupcakes with buttercream frosting. My favorite. I haven't had one. But that's not to say this is going to be a video about how great I'm doing, because it's not. All right. Full disclosure, I don't know how often I'm going to be doing these videos in the near future because I just found out that both of the companies that I work for are no longer going to be doing online classes because China passed a new rule that for some reason all of their students can no longer have foreign teachers teaching their kids English. It will eventually go back. I don't know how many years it will take to go back, but it will eventually go back. It may be over 5 years, so it's probably something I have to just put aside and figure out what is the next phase of my life. But boy, when I listen to how these parents try to correct their kids' English and how terrible it is, it makes me very concerned about the fact that they're not going to have a native English speaker working on the pronunciation. But it's China. Different world. A communist world is just a different world to just wake up one day and have somebody say, "You don't have a job because we don't think you should." And it's over as of today. Boom. No severance, no unemployment, just you're not working anymore. I know you spent the past 5 years and invested in a classroom and lighting and everything, but no, not anymore. So, I used to always do these videos in between my classes or at the very end of my classes in the morning. Um, Now I have to make an effort to come over here and do it, but I'm going to try to because, again, this isn't about the most convenient thing for me, but this is about me losing weight and my weight loss journey. And I think that coming here, posting a video, talking about my successes and my failures is something that helps keep me accountable. So I'll do my best. Yesterday I was wallowing in self pity for a little bit. I did not feel like getting on because I did not feel like being at all positive, and it would have been a very depressing video to watch me mope around and complain. So, the one company closed their doors, boom, that's it. All my classes that were booked for the weekend and all that canceled, and the parents are all receiving their money back that bought classes. The other company is fading it out, so it'll be a couple months of. And the other company has some of my really near and dear to my heart kids that if I ever decided to go visit China, I would go visit their families and their homes. I feel close to the whole family. So it's nice that I do have some time. It's not a complete shut the door on everything. But the inevitability of the end of my job is coming, and I spent yesterday just kind of browsing through the internet and kind of thinking, what's going to be my next phase in life? Do I go back into speech therapy? Do I do online speech therapy? Do I look for an English as a second language job? Do I try to get the certificate for English as a second language? I have one, but it's just like an online one. I mean, am I going to get the certification in the state of Ohio? Do I just go take that test and see how I do and see if I pass it? Maybe move into ESL teaching in the schools. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. But my income is going to go significantly down in the next couple of months. Slowly, 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 slowly. So, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Okay, I'll keep you apprised of what I'm going to do with my life. A lot of people have dealt with this when it came to COVID. So I guess it's not COVID related at all. COVID, in fact, increased my classes because it started in China in January. It's kind of more the beginning of February. The beginning of February no, it was the end of January. It was the end of January because it was right before the Chinese New Year. And then the kids never came back after Chinese New Year because they normally have about a 2 week break anyway, 2 3 week break from school. So it was the end of January that China shut down due to COVID before America did. So I was working, working, working because all those kids were home and the parents were like, let's give these kids something to do. Um, and yeah, yeah. So it's not COVID related, but I can now personally relate to all of you who were in a situation where all of a sudden your job ended. Unfortunately, I don't have any government assistance. It's the only upside to the rest of you who had a COVID related layoff is that the government was kicking in that extra $600 a week. Oh, how nice would that be? I get nothing. Nothing. Okay. Sorry, I'm rambling. It's a bit of a shock, and every time I really think about it, like it just becomes more and more realistic to me. Sometimes I look over at this classroom area that I've set up and I almost want to cry because it's just like, what? It's over? I expected to do this until I was like 85 and not end this little part of my life, but it is what it is. It's ending. All right. So the scale hasn't been good the last couple days. I did my typical emotional eating yesterday. And the day before that, I didn't. I did the exact same thing. Actually, the day before that is the day I found out that one company was closing and that looked like the other one might because it was a government rule that was making them close. And then, so yeah, so I did my typical emotional eating that I do. And in the past 2 days, I put on 3.4 pounds. hmm So, according to my numbers in P3, at this point, I have lost zero point 0.1. Isn't that good? Um, did I go and eat cupcakes and a bunch of crackers and carbs? No, but I ate a lot. I just kept eating. And I did have more Cool Whip, which you can't have a tub of Cool Whip. 50 carbs in that, so there you go. So my goal is to get back on track today. Get back on track today, Jenny. Get back on track today. All right. That's all I really was going to talk about today. Was the fact, can you gain weight on COVID? Well, yeah, on COVID. Can you gain weight on keto? Well, yes, one. Unfortunately, I had too many carbs. I did have too many carbs. I ate something that was essentially low carb, but I ate so much of it. I didn't have a serving of Cool Whip. I had a tub of Cool Whip. hmm Tub. Frozen Cool Whip like it was ice cream, sitting there watching television, scraping it off as it's melting, scooping it up, and then next thing I knew, it was gone. You can't do that. So you can. You can eat too much. And so the whole philosophy that a lot of people say is, oh, go on keto. All you have to do is, avoid carbs and then you can eat as much as you want. Well, I guess it's hard for me to say that because had I not had those tubs, what would the scale say? What would the scale say? It'd be better. It definitely would be better because there's calories in there too. I mean, I probably had about 700 calories in a tub, probably between 7 and 900 calories in a tub of Cool Whip. So, in addition to the other foods. Now, the rest of the day I did great. Vegetables, proteins, fats. I made a chicken casserole that I make with mayo and cheese topping on it. So good. We call it Jenny's Chicken in the house. Everybody loves it. It's now gone. I ate that over the 2 days. I had different wraps and lettuce leaves. I had wraps. I had well, this wasn't great, but I had it was only 3 net carbs, but I had a spinach low carb wrap that I put a bunch of just cheese on and melted it and then put mustard on it and rolled it up and ate it with some lettuce in it. Love that. But that was too much cheese. I mean, you can also have just too much. I mean, I don't even want to think about how many calories I put in with the heavy sauce on the chicken casserole as well as the Cool Whip and the cheeses. So yeah, it just The scale was not my friend, and it's all my fault. Proof that we still have not conquered this food addiction thing that I have that gets heightened when I'm either really happy or really sad. Mostly when I'm really sad, because food is a comfort to me. It's just a nice warm blanket with a cup of hot cocoa on a chilly rainy day. That's what food feels like to me, especially warm food. Yeah. So there we go. That's all I have to say. This is just an update to say if you don't see me here every day, that's why. Um, I think for the next couple weeks, actually, I probably would have classes just about every day. So I should be able, for like the next month, to stay on top of this. Um, but my goal was to lose 5 pounds in P3. I'd gotten up to 3, just over 3 pounds, and now I'm back down to point 0.1. So I need to rebound. I need to get myself together, and today is going to be the day to do that, even though I still don't feel happy yet about my future. I don't know what it contains or what it looks like or what I should do or anything like that. I feel like a lot of decisions are weighing around in my head at the same time. In literally 2 weeks' time, I have one daughter that's moving to the 2.5 hours away to go to vet school, and I'm getting her all situated, and I need to make another trip down there to help her put furniture together and everything, or 2 trips, 1 or 2 trips down there. And then I have a son who's going off to college as a freshman. He's never been there before, so we have to pack him entirely. I have to get him moved. And then I have an entire scrapbooking retreat for 80 women the exact same day that I'm taking my son to college. I'm going to come home, pack up the car, and then go down to my scrapbooking retreat and unpack it for the weekend. Let me tell you, September will be a joy because I will be able to focus, or it will be miserable because I will be so sad that I am an empty nester, and I did not plan to be an empty nester for another year because my son is graduating from high school a year early. So maybe it will be worse. I don't know. I'm hoping it will be better. I'm hoping that, like, all that stuff on my brain, during this period of time, my older daughter too decides to get engaged. So and she's getting married next summer. So we're, visiting places. I'm arranging flights for her to come home because she's doing it in Ohio, even though she lives in California. And yeah, got a lot of that going on at the same time. Maybe this is God's way of saying, don't take another job. Just focus on all the other things going on in your life, Jenny. Unfortunately, all the other things in my life don't bring in income. So, we'll see. We'll see. All right, that's all I have. I'm just rambling today. I'm just rambling and telling you you can overeat on keto. You can take something that's very low carb and eat too much of it, and all of a sudden it becomes a high carb food. You can also take something that has almost no carbs, but just eat a ton of it and have so many calories in your body that your body just goes, yeah, we don't need all these calories. My body, the last 2 days, did not need all the calories I put in it. I can't honestly say I was really hungry with the exception of the first meal of the day. I don't think I was hungry for any of those meals. I just wanted to eat. So, I'm going to rein that in. I'm going to do my best to rein that in today. If you have a day like this, I sympathize with you. And if you feel like beating yourself up, just watch this again and say she's experiencing the same thing. We're all in the same boat, all of us addicted to food people. It's a mental thing, isn't it? It's a mental thing. When I figure out how to conquer it for good, I'll let you know. In the meantime, all I can say is get back on the bandwagon. That's my goal for today. I pray that I can come to you tomorrow and say, yesterday I did good. I hope so. You take care. Have a great day. Bye.